Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin. And that's it. Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
Ricordiamo a tutti i tifosi che sul maxi schermo è possibile vedere la piantina dello stadio.
Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So things are underway. And looking down the list of names, it does look, Jim, as though it's going to be a 5-3-2.
Conservatism would appear to be at play, Peter. However, we don't quite know what their motives are just yet. It could well be as it looks, but it might also be a way of deceiving the opposition into thinking that they're just going to sit back and then hope to produce an aggressive counter-attack or two. This system can accommodate that, and I certainly hope we're going to get something positive in response, and it's not going to be all defence.
Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I've been hugely impressed with what I've seen so far from this guy, Jude Bellingham. You don't become a regular at one of Europe's leading teams at 17 unless you're very, very special. And he's the epitome of, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. Alexander-Arnold. Neither side especially adventurous early on. McAllister. Mbappe. And here's Mbappe. Plays a sharp little ball here. Oh, that's neat. So much time and space here. He's dealt with that really well. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
McAllister running with the ball. And it's Koundé.
Oh, look, this is about as tentative as it comes. Hopefully, a football match will break out soon.
And that is expertly dealt with.
This is the time you need that pace.
Floated through. And he's there to get it away. Alexander-Arnold. Mbappe gets on his bike and on the move.
Well, it really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
And it's a crossfield ball towards the other flank.
That's so good and so often seen nowadays. Don't give them time to think on the ball.
Pepe has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Conte. Passing is crisp and sharp. That's a good ball out wide. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Pepe. And it's Koundé. McAllister. Koundé threads one in. Now it's Bellingham. Deflected behind for a corner kick. Milan with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Thuram. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Well, nicely intercepted. And no, he's seen through all of that. McAllister. Bellingham. Mbappe. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Tries to play it through. Now he's off and running. And for the first half, that is that. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. So your views on the first half?
Well, it's been nothing but frustration, really, Peter. I think the team as a whole has to take more risks, but they really need to up their quality too.
So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break. And here is the first touch of the second half.
Madrid really are going to need to improve in a hurry if they don't want to fall behind here. Upping the intensity and the tempo will be their starting point.
Passes short and sharp. Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Davis. Tchouaméni. Koundé. Now it's Mbappe. And this is great chance!
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
Van Dijk. Ndika. Cucurella. That's a sharp pass. Kante simply refused to be outdone there. And here's Thuram. Now, can they get him away? Cucurella puts them all in. Cleared away. He's had it taken off him. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. He won't be happy with that one. Well timed, excellent interception. Pepe. Best part of an hour, and still no breakthrough from either side. So we've reached the hour mark.
Milan are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way through zone.
Now that looks a decent ball. Opts to play it back. Space for him to turn and look. That'll be a corner.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Milan have their second corner now. And it's been taken short. McAllister looking for the far post. And the finish! This time surely! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And it's Davis. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Nice control. Davis delivers. Van Dijk getting this one clear. Nice sequence of passes this. Shot, surely! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 21.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides.
Lasciano il campo per il numero 9.
McAllister.
Il numero 22. Cambio di giocatori.
A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. Davis venturing down the left. To Pepe. Madrid do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way.
Well, you can only assume that the manager's got those substitutions on his mind.
It's a good run he's making out on the left. Koundé. Looking to pass their way up the pitch.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
And it's Ibrahimovic.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
It requires real discipline to defend this deep, and they are showing just such discipline.
Well, it's very much looking like this might be destined for a scoreless outcome.
And here's Kante. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Kante really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
Looking to play him in. Davis is onto this, and that's been well dealt with.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
Tries to pass it through. Bruno Fernandes! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. Strong running down that left flank. Schmeichel deals with that. Nice. Nothing in it still. We move to extra time, so we are still gridlocked.
Yeah, neither side has anything to show for some splendid effort, and they certainly aren't showing any signs of easing off, so we remain optimistic.
So here we go then, extra time is coming up.
Signore e signori, è il momento dell'estrazione di oggi. Tenete a portata di mano i biglietti ricevuti all'ingresso. Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 17. Numero 2.
So our quest to find the winner continues.
Il numero 6. Il numero 3. Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Koundé. Oh, that's a great run he's made from deep. Conte. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Tchouaméni. Yamal. Some front-footed pressing going on here. Conte. He's looking wide. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero
Milan
11.
have their third corner.
Ibrahimovic. Viene sostituito con il numero 14. Attenzione, un cambio.
And he gets rid in a hurry. Conte. Rafael Varane, always a very imposing presence at the back. It's a searching pass. And it's Koundé. Aimed beyond the defence. Adriano gets into a good position. Grimaldo. Ronaldo chasing after it. Not the most accurate pass. Lukaku is being harried and hassled.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Adriano. Oh, sweet feet. Quality ball. So there's the whistle, and we will have a brief break. So 15 minutes to find a winner, but is there anything left in the tank?
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 23.
And so the last chance to find a winner. 105 minutes of deadlock, 15 minutes to break it. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
You have to expect that from everyone now.
And here's Lukaku. Tchouaméni. João Cancelo. And he's had it nicked away.
Listen, it may well finish this way because it's been so tight all the way through, but equally, we might still get a moment of magic, a mistake or a refereeing decision to influence otherwise.
And that pass just didn't quite work.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Yamal looking for the run.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Conte.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer and quickly.
And it's Tchouaméni to Bruno Fernandes. There it is, the whistle. No avoiding penalties. 90 minutes and then another 30, and Jim, here we are.
I had a feeling this might end goalless with everyone pretty much running themselves to a standstill. These players certainly have done their part in making it an enthralling encounter.
So time to shake the weariness out of those limbs and to engage with focus. It's penalty kicks. An exchange of stares and we're ready to go. And no mistake.
Well, so far, so good, Peter.
Cristiano Ronaldo is the next man in the spotlight.
Yeah, good pen that.
And he duly obliges. Up steps the man with the armband. That's a brilliant read.
Well, he had a little look at the goalkeeper, and maybe that put him off.
Grimaldo, second in line for them. Oh, no one's saving that.
I don't think there was ever any doubt, really, Peter. Certainly not in his mind.
This for parity. Oh, great save! That is a great save! This to put them 2 up. Great stop! And the keeper punches the air.
Well, I think the keeper did very well to stay upright until the very end.
Oh, it's a really good save.
Well, I think he had the measure of that all the way, Peter, and he is pumped. It's all about his mindset now.
Dispatched! Madrid have done it. Taken to the very edge they may have been, but they have prevailed through sheer strength of personality. So, Jim, quite a game, decided in the end, in the only way it could have been.
Madrid definitely had to take the scenic route, but I don't think they'll be complaining too much. Their sense of purpose and overall approach to the game just gave them a slight edge that enabled them to pull through.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. We are just getting started. Gullit gets flagged offside. He's going to be disappointed with that. Good running, strong and purposeful. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, Peter, one of the most talked about defenders is this fella, Alphonso Davies, hailing from Canada, which is not exactly a country known for its football, but proving a huge hit after his venture into Europe. In fact, just...
Oh, they could be caught out here! Tchouameni, and it's Valverde. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Davis. Nothing much to report on so far. Each side waiting to make their first move. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Tries to pass it through. This looks promising, and he's managed to get free. Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Yamal. Oh, nice touch. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Oh, that's nice. Varane did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Pepe. Still goalless. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. Rafael Varane has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. And he goes cross-field. And it's Davis. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Lovely pass, but can he get there? He's found space here.
Milan really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
Yamal. Turns back here, probably the best option. Spread out to the left. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner. Corner number 2 then. And that could well leave a mark. That's put paid to the danger. Kimmich, just coming up to the 30-minute mark. Ended up in no man's land. Oh, sweet feet. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Out of play for a goal kick. Now it's Ibrahimovic. And it's Bellingham. That's going wide left. He's found a way through. Great chance! Goal! Milan! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
You felt it was coming, 1-0.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Vinicius Junior, Yamal, and it's made its way to him. It's a good ball out wide, crosses it in. Could move up a gear here. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Pinches it off him. Davis made a surge from full-back, as it turned out unsuccessfully. Vinicius Junior picks it up out wide.
Il quarto
And it's
uomo indica
Tchouaméni.
2 minuti di recupero.
We are into overtime. McAllister chips it through. Oh no, this does not look good. Oh, that's neat. And we've reached half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Madrid coming at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. The second half is up and running.
Madrid really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
He's got away. Yamal. And here's Vinicius Junior. Pepe looking to provide the solidity his team so need. Koundé. Ah, he's given it away. Vinicius Junior currently being consciously targeted.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
And here's Mbappe. Yamal. Madrid still this single goal behind. And it's Valverde. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Ibrahimovic. And that interception was most necessary. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
Ibrahimovic. Foot in. Yamal. And it's Valverde. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Probing pass. Vinicius Junior.
Such good technique.
He's shifting through the gears here. And that is masterful defending.
Well, you'd expect nothing less from him, Peter.
Madrid have kept their powder dry on the substitution front so far. Could that be about to change?
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
Expertly cut out, really nicely done. And it's been hooked away.
Madrid really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
And he's forced to go back. And it's been shipped out wide. And he cuts out the supply. Opts for safety. Mbappe. Gullit receives it in a good position here. McAllister. Mbappe. Now, what about a counter-attack? That's a nicely shaped ball. Can he get away here? And here's Mbappe. Mbappe touches it back. And it's Koundé. Great defending, strong and determined.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Valverde wins the duel this time.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Tchouaméni. Davis. That's a lovely pass. And he's gone looking for safety. And time is up. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to... Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So we're very much on the way now. Milan lining up in what very much looks as though it's going to be a 5-3-2.
Well, it could be a disguise, Peter, for something else. And that five at the back can easily produce wing-backs. If that's the case, I think, you know, it might end up a three at times. Admittedly, though, if they do play deeper and in line with the centre-backs, then we can take it that they don't really want to give much away. That'll be foremost in their minds. But essentially, it depends on the two wide players in that defence. If they push on a little bit more, we could see something very different. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Pressing high and with purpose. Strong running down that left flank. Great ball, and he's in here. Mbappe! That was superb goalkeeping.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Davis. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into his stride so quickly and seems to just glide across the turf. But when the goal's in front of him, he's also got that cool head that's required to pick a spot and finish everything off.
Yeah, the easiest way to make a difference is to score, so no argument there. Pepe has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Ibrahimovic going after that. And it's Tchouaméni. Neither side yet able to find the net. And the shot's on here. Valverde to Cristiano Ronaldo. Tchouaméni, Koundé, lovely bit of skill.
Milan definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
Good running, strong and purposeful. Another chance from a corner. Milan with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And now they can spring out of defence. Approaching the half-hour mark. Mbappe. Yamal. Mbappe. Mbappe. Chance for a shot! Oh, that was no routine save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it. That's just playing it safe and simple.
And it's Tchouaméni. That's a cute ball. Just a little off target. Pullet is herring after that one. Bellingham. Played right into his path. He's having a shot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Corner number 2 then. And that's a simple one for the keeper. And now a sudden chance to counter. And it's Valverde. And here's Hullet. Pepe defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Araujo makes the interception. Oh, that's well spotted. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Bellingham. And it's Koundé. Bellingham. He's looking wide.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
That's a sharp pass. Yamal. Tries to pass it through. That's been slipped through. Goes down, but nothing given. That's the end of the first 45. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. So neither side yet off the mark.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break. Back on the way then.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
And it's Tchouaméni, Koundé, and Yamal.
Madrid have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Ibrahimovic is onto it in a flash. And here's Mbappe. Koundé.
Welcome to modern football. You get hounded by everyone.
Davis. Great defending, strong and determined. Oh, no question, that's a foul. And no surprise, that's a booking. Koundé. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Crosses it in, getting up there! Goal! It is the pick-me-up they all long for. Certain, searing and imperious.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 17.
So we have movement on both benches.
Numero 6.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, when the going gets tough, etc., they can still turn this round, I think.
Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Cucurella made a surge from full-back. Oh, shooting chance! It's a goal! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
We're looking at a different game now.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Davis. Here's Tchouaméni. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Looking for the far... Oh, good effort! Goal, Milan! And they've got their lead back. A really thumping header. Absolutely crashes it in.
He was always going to do that one way or another. A fantastic effort. Simply fantastic.
And he's done it again. He's got his second.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 11. Ibrahimovic.
Milan are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now. Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Vinicius Junior looking in every way a marked man. Real chance! And that's in! And the lead lost no time at all!
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
Oh, high-quality goal, lovely first touch, sumptuous second.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
It is compelling, this, utterly compelling.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
He might have to go it alone here. That's the throw. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Oh, he's been caught on it here. That's a decent clearance. Tchouaméni really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
It's a promising position. Lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Very nicely done. Good read, needed to be.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Conte. Pepe shifted it to the flank. And it's Bruno Fernandes. That'll be a throw. João Cancelo picks it up out wide. Towering header! Firm header just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
Looking for the run, and that could set him on his way. Ah, such a clever touch. Always play. Decent chance! That's going to go a long way. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. And this is Adriano.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
So 90 minutes have come and gone. It's going to be extra time. So that was the second half.
Well, I think many on that pitch were ready for the final whistle to come, so let's hope that there's still plenty of energy about.
So a brief break, and then we will be back for more.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 23. Lascia il campo.
So our quest to find the winner continues. Madrid did fantastically well to force extra time, having been on the brink of defeat in normal time. In fact, you could say they're the better off of the two teams, at least psychologically. Vinicius Junior's cross. Martinez claims it, safe hands. That's an imaginative pass. Tchouaméni. Lukaku might just make this. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Now it's Dembele. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Tchouaméni. And it's Pepe. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Looking for options for movement. Well read, and the danger is averted. Conte. Milan are looking to break at pace. Knocks it into space. Can he finish? Oh, the ball's run loose here. Now, can he find a finish? He shapes to shoot! Incredible! Just incredible! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try...
So that was it, the first period of extra time. So the very last of the action is still to come. Two teams separated here by the smallest of margins. Fingernails well bitten everywhere.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Is there to be drama in these final 15 minutes? They have played themselves to a near standstill. What is left in the tank now? It's Adriano! And that's a sharp finish. And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
Milan now in a position far more desirable.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time, Peter, to get that two-goal cushion. That, for me, should be decisive.
And it's Bruno Fernandes. And no, he's seen through all of that. And there's his chance to lead the counter. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Dumfries. Bruno Fernandes. And here's Kante. And here's Vinicius Junior.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Looking tidy in possession here. Pinches it off him. Dumfries. So what can they make of this? Takes on his marker. And that will be the final act. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were beaten by a better team on the day. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do.
Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. Things already rolling. Milan have clearly decided to play here with a 5-3-2 formation, Jim.
Conservatism would appear to be at play, Peter. However, we don't quite know what their motives are just yet. It could well be as it looks, but it might also be a way of deceiving the opposition into thinking that they're just going to sit back and then hope to produce an aggressive counter-attack or two. This system can accommodate that, and I certainly hope we're going to get something positive in response, and it's not going to be all defence.
Davis stood his ground strongly. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well, this is a guy who has pushed back the boundaries year on year. A brilliant maverick who just, Jim, seems to go on and on.
Yeah, he's simply the boss, Peter. Everyone else, including us, just the supporting cast in an act where he will always take centre stage.
In the Zlatan show, Zlatan is the only star.
I'm not arguing.
Palmer. And the pass is intercepted. Pepe. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Pretty cagey early on from both sides. Tchouaméni.
Well, neither team has yet managed to impose any authority, and as a consequence, this game's just drifted.
Looking for options for movement. Serves up a cross. Looking to play him in. Tchouaméni.
Milan really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
Cucurella. Tries to play it through. And he cuts out the supply. Pepe. And it's Koundé. Out for a throw. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And this is Ronaldo. And it's Tchouaméni. Oh, that was vital. McAllister. And Koundé. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. Davis. Davis drives forward on the overlap. Showing good feet. Davis. And he's had it nicked away. Davis made a surge from full-back. As it turned out, unsuccessfully. Tchouaméni gets a foot in here. Now it's McAllister. And it's Koundé. Now the ball in. Defending of the desperate variety. Spread it left. And here's Bellingham. Kimmich. Tchouaméni. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Knocks it into space. Now it's Barella. Great chance! That has not worked out as planned.
Well, it was probably, for him, the best option, but then again, I'm not the best judge of that.
Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Bellingham.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Davis. Kimmich does well to get it back. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. Tchouaméni. And it's Davis. Bellingham. Nice interception, well timed. And we've reached half-time. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the most potent performance, Peter, but defensively, very composed. The scoreline might still be 0-0, but I'm expecting things to open up a bit more in the second half.
So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
He leaps for it! Goal!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Madrid have fired themselves in front.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter.
Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. That has not gone well. And that has left him in a heap. McAllister. He won't be happy with that one. Moved on forwards. Now he's off and running.
That dugout has had some relief at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
Madrid needed that. They really needed it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Long ball by the goalkeeper. The message is clear. None shall pass. Bullet looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Decent attempt, but not quite good enough.
Madrid certainly look sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Pepe attempts a clearance. And now a sudden chance to counter. And here's Mbappe. And this is Ibrahimovic. Looking early. Decent shot! And it's come back out to him. And he hits the net. They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 17.
The two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Milan restore parity.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Played towards the other side.
That's a cracking pass to stretch the opposition.
Cucurella. Lovely bit of skill. Van Dijk is very much of the none-shall-pass school of defending. Matheus Cunha. Nicely weighted ball. Flings in across. Cleared away. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Brilliantly cut out. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Well, that is one way to stop him.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Bops him off it and wins back the ball. And here's Lukaku, and it's Conte. It's a good-looking delivery. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Rafael Varane. Nesta. And it's Conte. Now Rafael Varane. Just 5 minutes left. He's looking to win it for them. Conte.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Now it's Kimmich. Matheus Cunha.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
Played out wide. Now this could be a chance. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
90 minutes done then, but that is not the end of it. So we are still gridlocked.
Well, I think many on that pitch were ready for the final whistle to come, so let's hope that there's still plenty of energy about.
Well, no winner so far, but somebody has to be the winner. And extra time is next.
Vi invitiamo a guardare il maxi schermo per alcune indicazioni da parte delle forze dell'ordine. Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 13. Numero 11.
Stern test this for the endurance, for the character of the players as we head into extra time.
Il numero 22. Il numero 14. Il numero 19.
Tchouaméni. Conte. In with the challenge. And here's Vinicius Junior. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
Vinicius Junior simply can't escape his critics. He deserves an earful after that.
Matheus Cunha looking to pass their way up the pitch. Madrid have a free kick. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Disappointing, very disappointing. He knew what he was doing, as deliberate and cynical as it comes.
Kimmich ready to try one.
Yeah, that's such a good position too.
Lukaku! Not a bad try by any means.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Lukaku is onto it in a flash. No way through. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Well, that looks a decent ball. Tchouaméni. That is Conte. And the shot! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And he's heaved it away. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. So there's the whistle, and we will have a brief break. Well, nobody wants to settle for this, of course, but everyone is running nigh on empty. Is there going to be a moment to win it?
Attenzione, un cambio.
And so the last chance to find a winner. This has been enthralling. So what do the last 15 minutes have left? Araujo. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Conte. Ball played for Nesta. And it's Cancelo. Tchouaméni. João Cancelo. Here's Tchouaméni. Looking for a runner. Oh, that's clever. Martinez gets it away. Adriano. Now it's Dumfries. And he's managed to get free. Adriano.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Trying to get out of a very sticky situation. What a throw in. João Cancelo is herring after that one. Tchouaméni. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
And he's straight offside. Nesta. João Cancelo might just make this. Two sides absolutely inseparable, and we know what's coming. 90 minutes and then another 30, and Jim, here we are.
It's a big well done to both defences for refusing to buckle under the pressure. Fatigue with focus is not the norm.
So it all comes down to this, the ultimate test of mettle and mentality from the spot. So, are we ready? An exchange of stares, and we're ready to go. And he duly obliges.
That's the example they will want to follow.
Lukaku is the next man in the spotlight. One-one, and he duly obliges. Up steps the man with the armband.
I actually think he was quite brave to do that, Peter, but it was the right result.
Thuram, second to go. Great stop! And the keeper punches the air.
Well, he felt the goalkeeper outstared him there, which gave him the edge.
Milan with this chance to pull two clear. Of course. Will that prove decisive?
A great position now, but still work to be done.
So down by 2, another miss can be game, set and match. Stuck away with immaculate poise.
Well, he totally nailed that penalty, picked his spot, didn't change.
Milan with the chance to go 2 up. Oh, it's a really good save. Oh, keeper looked very big there.
Well, Peter, I think he did well to hold his nerve then. Probably gave him that important edge.
We're tied at 3 each. João Cancelo is the 5th volunteer. No! Denied remarkably!
Well, it was a possibility of happening like that, the way he was moving beforehand. Very good save.
Madrid on the verge. Oh, he's won it all right. So in the end, they just about prevailed. All the emotional torture and travails, worth it in the end. So, Jim, quite a game. Decided in the end, in the only way it could have been. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Hi, Peter. It's great to be here.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. There's the whistle. Alessandro Nesta looking a picture of calm out there, Jim. No doubt ready to deliver yet another defensive masterclass.
Yeah, a man who week in, week out took on the very best attackers. He always embraced that, and they very rarely got the better of him.
A proper virtuoso of the game. Even the most brutal tackles were delivered with flawless timing, impeccable grace, elegance.
Spot on.
Koundé, Gullit might just make this. And it's Koundé. Shoots! And it's been hooked away. Tchouaméni. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd. Yeah. Oh, just the keeper now! There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And this is Gullit. Knocks it into space. Cucurella crosses. Pepe clears it away. Valverde. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Played out wide. He's in a good position here, so no flag here. Plays it in. Great chance! He's done very well to get to that.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Palmer plays it short. And he's in on goal. And now a sudden chance to counter. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. Koundé making good progress on the right-hand side. Aims beyond the defence. Tchouaméni.
This is the time you need that pace.
Oh, that's a key interception.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
It's a good run down the right. Always onto this. Towering header! And he can thump it away. And it's Koundé. Milan are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Palmer. Valverde. Bellingham. And the counter-attack is on for Milan. Approaching the half-hour mark. Cross to the back post. And a header! And again, that is frustrating.
Milan really can do themselves a massive favour by making good use of this spell now.
And it's been taken short. McAllister. And it's Davis. Chance for a shot! And he's heaved it away. Palmer. Hullet. Tchouaméni. He's played it back. Bellingham. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Koundé. Mbappe. Good defending there, they've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Tries to pass it through. Koundé. Well, a goal here just before half-time could mean a great deal. And it's Davis. Davis getting forward. To McAllister. Bellingham. And here's Ibrahimovic. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Valverde. And it's Koundé. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Koundé proves just a little bit too strong. Now it's Thuram. And the referee has blown for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So very little to report. Nothing, indeed, in terms of goals scored.
Yeah, 0-0, but definitely not from the want of trying. There's been plenty of industry and hard work, as well as some good defending, so I wouldn't be too dismissive just yet.
So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0. So we're off again.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rate it in or suffer the consequences.
And it's Valverde. Knocks it out wide. He is just caressing the ball. Out towards the flank. He's picked his way through. Oh, good climb! That's put paid to the danger. Nesta. Valverde. Madrid different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
Koundé. Palmer spots it and intercepts. Koundé. Bullet being hunted in packs.
Yeah, what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
Nice control. McAllister. And here's Davis. Very nicely done. Now here's the delivery. Cucurella is there to clear.
Milan clearly are trying to mix things up here, keeping their opponents guessing.
Now this could be a chance. Cristiano Ronaldo. And that pass just didn't quite work. Varane kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Great vision. Oh, that's well spotted. Oh, can he get onto this?
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Palmer. And still, we await the first breakthrough. McAllister charging forward, the ball at his feet. Can he get it through? Araujo deals with that comfortably. And he stands tall, impenetrable. And it's Davis. Tchouaméni. Madrid do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way.
Well, you can only assume that the manager's got those substitutions on his mind.
Now it's Mbappe. Mbappe, a probing pass. Over to the right flank. Palmer. And he's whipped it across. That should be the goalkeepers, and it is.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
No, he wasn't going to let him past. Cucurella. Oh, no joy this time. Nesta with the clearance. And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Turns back here, probably the best option.
Listen, it may well finish this way because it's been so tight all the way through, but equally, we might still get a moment of magic, a mistake, or a refereeing decision to influence otherwise.
Tries a shot! Oh, wow, that's crazy! Mass euphoria! Ecstasy!
Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 2.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Milan now on the verge of victory, save for a few potentially hectic final moments.
Well, I can wholeheartedly say, Peter, they deserve this, but has the opposition enough spirit left in them now to maybe find a way back?
Now he's got space here. Adriano providing an outlet on that flank.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
No, that's been intercepted. Rafael Varane. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested interest. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Well, it's not often you see such haphazard defending, Peter, even when you've seemingly identified the areas you're falling short in. How they thought they could get away with that, I just don't know. They should have plugged the gaps. And I think if you listened around the stadium, Peter, the crowd seemed to know more about what they should do than what was going on the pitch.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So straight into the action. Well, five at the back, Jim. It does feel fairly defensively oriented, this formation.
Well, you could say it's a lineup that's all about creating positive transitions. The lack of width in midfield with just three in there makes the role of the fullbacks more crucial, or wing-backs. You have to have them constantly push up, forcing opposition players back and giving your team a little more freedom.
Easier said than done.
That's right, but it does work very well, provided you have the right players to pull it off.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Thibaut Courtois. He's a huge presence between the sticks, and that's not just because he's 6'6", Peter. He's got great reflexes, wonderful positioning, and he's a strong defensive leader. I think opposition defences will also need to watch out for his long throws. They're quick, they're accurate, and a source of many a good counter-attack.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. Oh, sweet feet. Gravenberch. And here's Mbappe.
Mbappe really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Mbappe! And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
DiMarco. Looks to the other side.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
That pass isn't the best. Van Dijk.
Italy definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
And it's Arda Güler. Vinicius Junior. Thuram.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
And here's Thuram. Chance for a shot!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Tries to pass it through. Mbappe. And the pass is intercepted. Alexander-Arnold. Oh, good-looking ball. Mbappe. Barella. Can he get it through? Arda Güler. Güler! Has another go! They've scored! Simplicity itself.
Well, my sympathies go to the keeper, who was left horribly exposed. You don't expect players to switch off in front of goal like that.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
And it's Barella. Lovely ball and a real chance now. Plays it in low. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Bellingham. Great defending, strong and determined. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. That's tidy. Nice sequence of passes, this. Barella, well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well...
And a chance! No, just not quite.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Madrid are 1-up and looking surprisingly comfortable. That has ended up in no man's land. Güler. And it's Bellingham. Barella. Oh, this is a very good run. Barella! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
And he's gone backward here. Madrid are looking to go forward now.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
He's on it, can he get away? And here's Mbappe. Arda tries a shot! It's in! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. And a trademark move. And that is indeed the final act.
Well, I don't think most of us were expecting a second, Peter. It's become pretty much the ideal half.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
Madrid looking composed, content, comfortable, leading 2-0 at half-time. The second half is up and running. Mbappe. Barella. Vinicius Junior. Gravenberch. Great vision. No, not quite on the same wavelength. DiMarco. Now it's Bellingham to Barella. And here's Mbappe. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. And he's intervened well there. Pass somewhat off target. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Gravenberch. Looking for the run. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Goes for a shot! And he's managed to get rid. And that's another good win of the ball. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. No foul, says the referee. Thuram being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
It's a pretty loose pass. And it's Cucurella. Mbappe is onto this. Barella.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And he's being shifted off it. Played back towards his own goal. Knocks it out wide. Van Dijk gets across to intercept that. Bellingham. And now the breakaway. Barella. Gravenberch. And here's Mbappe. Alexander-Arnold has it in a wide position. Alexander-Arnold plays it in.
That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Thuram. Can he get on the end of this? Good ball, good take. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Barella. And it's Alexander-Arnold. This is a promising build-up. Good play on the left-hand side here. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Bellingham stood up well to him there. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. No, that's been intercepted. Mbappe. Half an hour gone in the second half. And that's been won straight back. Oh, nicely intercepted. Gravenberch. Tchouaméni. Mbappe providing an outlet on that flank. Barella. And it's Bellingham. Thuram. Now it's Thuram. Now, can they get him away? Well, he's seen that early. He used a certain sixth sense. Van Dijk. More and more pressure on the ball here. Ahead by 2 and just about into the home straight.
Sostituzione per l'Italia. Numero 32.
Dembele.
Numero 20. Numero 7. Numero 21.
Yamal.
Numero 23.
Looking to play him in. Rodgers receives it in a good position here.
Il numero 5.
Good play by the keeper. He's certainly earned his keep there.
Il numero 10.
Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Distributed tidily. Well, that is one way to stop him. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Madrid can reflect on a job really well done. Superior tactically, physically and mentally, all round the better side. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi everyone. The excitement has really picked up now and I'm eager for the action to start.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. We are just getting started. Thuram! Not a bad try by any means.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Changes him with that pass. And he was alert to it. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, Nicolo Barella is by all accounts a jack of all trades, and I think that's a very good way of describing how this player operates, because he's growing into one of Italy's most important midfielders, and he always has a say in what's going on, and he looks like captain material for the future. I think this guy has a lovely presence about him.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Vinicius Junior is offering some sort of an apology there.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rein it in or suffer the consequences.
Played out towards the right wing. Alexander-Arnold plays it in. Mbappe. Good ball, good take. Back in once more. Alexander-Arnold. First quarter of an hour gone.
This is the time you need that pace.
That's going wide left. Now that looks a decent ball. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Madrid are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. And it's Arda Güler. Bellingham. And it's Bellingham. Güler. And Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold. Marquinhos cuts out the pass. Tries to pass it through. Mbappe. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Koundé. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. And he is going into that little black book.
That's a shame, because it was such a good decision.
Güler. Looking for the run. That is a great pick out. He's found the way through. And the shot! There it is! And that was as close to certain as can be.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. He's picked his way through. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And he thumps it clear. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. And it's Cucurella. Alexander-Arnold powering forward here. He is through here. He leaps for it. Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Thuram certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Now it's Thuram. And here's Mbappe. Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Ndika, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Ah, that's a fine interception. Vinicius Junior. Some really good... He's had a shot! It is a fantastic goal! That is a gem! An absolute gem! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from it.
There's the header! And he was quick to react. Cucurella. Threads one in. Mbappe picks it up out wide. Goal kick. No, I stand corrected, it's a corner.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Van Dijk gets it away. Vinicius Junior. Now it's Thuram. And he cuts out the supply. And it's Barella.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Nice control. And the referee says that is that for the first half. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. So, Jim, neither side getting it all their own way so far?
Well, it's definitely been a game where both sides have tried to play to their own strengths, and I suppose neither side would be particularly unhappy with this scoreline. I suspect, Peter, the two managers will be keen to urge patience and discipline from their players now.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. He's got away. Lovely pass, but can he get there? No foul, says the referee. Tchouaméni. Cucurella. Plays a sharp little ball here. Spread neatly. That's a bad place to challenge. What's he giving? No, the referee's judged that the offence took place outside the area. Alexander-Arnold is eyeing up his options in the middle. So who's he going to be aiming for here? Mbappe is onto this. And that is out and behind. It's a good block. It's their second corner of the game. Italy are looking to go forward now. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick. Yellow or red? It is red. Well, there may be some scope for debate over the seriousness of the offence, but none over its repercussions. They'll have to see out the rest of the game with 10 men.
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Madrid choosing to make the first change. Oh no, that was never going to make it. Now it's Mbappe. Bellingham. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
And that's played in low.
Sostituzione per l'Italia.
So,
7,
third corner of the game.
numero 21, numero 20, numero 5. Lasciano il campo per il numero 15, il
Cleared
numero
away.
18, il numero 22, il
And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Goulet, and he's managed to get free. Goulet proves just a little bit too strong. They've played it short. And here's Szoboszlai. Madrid have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Dembele. And he stands tall, impenetrable. Conte touches it back. Tchouaméni. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Well, that looks a good ball through. Now that's well seen too. And it's Szoboszlai. Madrid still have the cards to affect this game.
Well, the manager's got a decision to make.
It's Dembele! Goal, Italy! And the comeback is complete.
Well, a 1-2 is easier to pull off than most dribbles, and I think we've just seen the proof.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Italy with the lead.
This is the perfect example of how to play with a man advantage. Move the opposition from side to side, wear them down, deserve goal.
Well, there's the clearance. Gravenberg. Goulet. This is a promising build-up. Chance! And he hits the net! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
Italy go up by 2 and are looking good. And a chance! And that's in! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
Now then, the ball's come loose.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
That's a corner kick.
Sostituzione per l'Italia. Numero
So
14,
their fourth corner of the game.
Numero 10. Lasciano il campo per il numero 13, il numero 23. Cambio di giocatori.
Well, the clearance is short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Italy have a free kick. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Well, this could be it, bar something close to a minor miracle.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Peter. Never say never, though.
Cucurella promptly onto that, and that is that. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. Can he get it through? That is an excellent defensive intervention from the front man. And he's cleared it out of harm's way.
Madrid really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
And it's Lukaku. Space for him to turn and look.
Il quarto uomo indica 6
Kimmich
minuti di
does
recupero.
really well to win the ball there.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Rodgers tries to play it through. Chance for a shot! He's got a goal! They have stolen level at the last! And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. So all square with almost no time remaining.
Well, those players out there must be exhausted now, Peter, but at least they have momentum, which augurs well if this goes to extra time.
Šeško! And that is well cleared. He has found the way through. Great vision. And he welcomes it in. And the finish! Oh, that could be pivotal! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This... So that's it. It is all over. Madrid have won it by sheer force of character. As winning teams do, they managed to find that little extra when they needed it. Lukaku reflecting on a stellar performance and now taking home a permanent reminder for his mantelpiece. Madrid have done it. They're people without a fingernail left between them after what they have just witnessed.
Well, I thought only one team could win this.
Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. Well, we're on the way. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I'm really impressed with this guy, Jude Bellingham. For one so young, he has wonderful intelligence and a great ability to read the game. The most expensive 17-year-old in the game too, and he's got a wonderful natural feel of space.
Yeah, he would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. Aimed beyond the defence. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Nuno Mendes. Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. In towards the back stick. Tries to get it clear. And that's been won straight back. Now it's Thuram. Tchouaméni. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Vinicius Junior. And he plays one through. Patience, the overwhelming virtue in this game so far. Cucurella. And here's Thuram. Oh, it's a great ball here. Bellingham. Vinicius Junior. Bellingham. And he's intervened well there. Tchouaméni.
Yeah, I've had a quick review of what we've seen so far, and I can confirm we're in a shot-free zone.
You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Mbappe. Barella. Barella. Nuno Mendes proves too strong. Now he's got space here. Oh, super find. Shot at goal! Goal, Italy! Simplicity itself.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
The first breakthrough.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
He's shifting through the gears here. Barella was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Hakimi deals with that comfortably. Bellingham. Now it's Mbappe.
Madrid are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Barella. So much time and space here. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Oh, nicely intercepted. Goulet. Barella. And it's Alexander-Arnold. And Goulet. And it's Tchouaméni. Mbappe.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Pass is just off target. Quality ball. Mbappe. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Bellingham has found the net here, of course. Now it's Vinicius Junior. That looks a good ball through. Good read, needed to be. And he's quick to get rid. Mbappe. This is a promising build-up.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Vinicius Junior chips it through. Thuram. He is through here. Delivered low. And he's there to get it away. Thuram couldn't squeeze it through. Here's Locatelli. And it's Mendes. Vinicius Junior. And a chance! And now they can clear their lines. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Madrid trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
It's been a pretty tepid display.
They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Madrid really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Nice control.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it.
Chance for a shot! And a neat finish! They have come roaring back!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there. That
Real chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. That's put paid to the danger. Locatelli. Probing pass. Good ball over the top. Tries from distance. And no one is overly concerned about that.
Well, at least he's not short on confidence. Trying from that sort of distance, why not? Madrid have clearly reached a level of comfort in this half. Why not use the impetus to plough on?
Thuram currently being consciously targeted.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter.
Thuram! And no mistake. And the comeback is complete. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell. One that they hope will continue.
Marquinhos calmly anticipates. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
He's on it, can he get away? Oh, shooting chance! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Güler clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Sostituzione per l'Italia.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Alexander-Arnold plays it short. What a throw in. Locatelli. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Dembele. Madrid are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking for change in a tight game like this, Peter, it's all about getting the timing right.
Not the most convincing of passes. Yamal.
Such good technique.
He's picked his way through. That is a brilliant interception. Barella charging forward, the ball at his feet. Can he get it through? Spread to the right, played into the box. And it's Locatelli. Such a clever touch.
Italy really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Barella. Šeško. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Dembele. Strong running down that left flank. Well timed, excellent interception. Locatelli. And it's Bellingham. Madrid needed that, they really needed it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Bellingham. Barella. Locatelli. He is just caressing the ball. Played in.
Italy really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
Conte, played into space, knocks it into space. Alisson breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
He's got away. No, he wasn't going to let him past. And he's looking at the referee, but the referee is shaking his head. Oh, that's a key interception. Not too much more here than 6. That's that, the end. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. The end of the game. Reflections?
What a game. What a show of character. It wasn't...